Students, good morning. How are you all? Hope you are fine and safe by God's grace. Day after tomorrow, you are going to celebrate Diwali. So, I wish you happy Diwali. Okay, students, come to the lesson. Today, before we could start the lesson, I am going to ask you questions. Few questions. Surely you will able to answer. Students, can you guess what it is? This is cotton. This is cotton. What is the use of cotton? We can wipe whenever injuries happen. Whenever injuries happen. From this cotton, we can change another things also. We can change another things. This bedsheet also we can change. This bedsheet also we can change from this cotton. So this is called raw material. Which one? The cotton is raw material. This cotton it was changed into bedsheet. How this bedsheet comes from the finished product? It is called finished product from the industry. Through industry only it comes. Okay. So this is raw material and this is finished product. This finished product comes from industry. Okay, this is one kind of example. Then this is sugar. Okay, this is sugar we can use for so many purpose, for making sweets and for making cup of tea. Is it so? But it is not raw material. This is finished product. This is finished product. From which things we can take this sugar? From sugar cane. Sugar cane is a raw material and that sugar cane change into sugar. So it's called a finished product. And from the sugar industry only we can take. Which one? This sugar industry. So students, today we are going to start the new lesson, industry. Industry standard, 8th standard. Today what topic we are going to learn? Industry. What is industry? Industry is a process by which the raw materials are changed into finished product. Once again, industry is a process by which the raw material, like example I said no, cotton, sugar cane, that raw material only are changed into finished product. Finished product we can tell you what? Example, sugar cane, bedsheet, towel. Okay, then the economic strength of the country is always measured by the development of manufacturing industry. பாருங்க, அப்போ ஒரு கண்ட்ரி வந்து பொருளாதாரம் முன்னேறுது அப்படின்னா எப்பயுமே எதை வச்சு நம்ம கணக்கிட முடியும்னா டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி. சரியா? அப்போ மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி டெவலப் ஆனாதான் ஒரு நாட்டோட பொருளாதாரம் எப்பயுமே வந்து முன்னேறிக்கொண்டே இருக்கும், வளர்ச்சி அடைந்து கொண்டே இருக்கும். Then another example, any country in the world basically depends on the effective growth of industries for its economic development. அப்போ இண்டஸ்ட்ரி நல்ல எஃபெக்டிவா திறமையா வளர்ந்து அப்படின்னாவே எந்த ஒரு நாடு உலகத்துல எப்படி இருக்குமா? ரொம்ப முன்னேறிக்கொண்டே இருக்குமா, வளர்ந்த நாடா இருக்குமா. That's what example, any country in the world basically depends on the effective growth of the country for its economic development. So this is what about the introduction of industry. Once again, what is industry? Industry is a process by which the raw materials are changed into finished product. Okay, then ஒரு நாட்டோட என்னது மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வளர்ந்தாவே ஒரு நாட்டோட பொருளாதாரம் வளரும், ரொம்ப பலம் கொண்டு இருக்கும். தேர்டு, any country in the world depends on the effective growth. Basically depends on the effective growth of the industry for its economic development. அப்போ எந்த ஒரு நாடுமே இண்டஸ்ட்ரி ரொம்ப வளர்ந்தாவே என்ன ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா எக்கனாமிக் டெவலப் ஆகும், எந்த ஒரு நாட்டோட பொருளாதாரம் முன்னேறிக்கொண்டே இருக்கும்.
Next, students, economic activity. Any action that involves in the production, distribution, consumption or services is an economic activity. Basics of economic activities. The following are the major and fundamental economic activities. First one, primary economic activities. Example, raw cotton production. Second, secondary economic activities. Example, spinning mill. Third one, tertiary economic activity. Example, trade, transport. Fourth one, quaternary economic activity. Banking sector. Fifth, quinary economic activities. Example, judiciary sector. So, classification of economic activities. Primary sector is here, secondary sector is here, and tertiary sector. These are important classification of economic activities. Primary economic activity. These are the economic activities which have been originated in the very beginning. It includes the activities such as forestry, grazing, hunting, food gathering, fishing, agriculture, mining, and quarrying. Secondary economic activity. These secondary activities are those that change raw materials into usable products through processing and manufacturing. Bakeries that make flour into bread, and factories that change metals and plastics into vehicles are examples of secondary activity. Tertiary economic activity. Tertiary economic activities are those that provide essential services and support the industries to function. Often, it is called service industries. This level includes the transportation, finance, utilities, education, retail, housing, medical, and other services. We are educated by school. Since school is doing service, it comes under tertiary activity. Tertiary activity is further subdivided into quaternary and quinary activities. Quaternary economic activity. These activities are associated with the creation and transfer of information, including research and training. Often called information industries, this level has been dramatic growth as a result of advancements in technology and electronic display and transmission of information. Example, we watch television. The program are telecasted from television station. It is an example of quaternary activity. The service sector is one of the largest sector of India. Currently, this sector is a backbone of Indian economy and contributing around 53% of the Indian gross domestic product. Next, quinary economic activity. These activities refer to the high-level decision-making processes by executives in industries, business, education, and government. This sector includes top executives or officials in the field of science and technology, universities, healthcare, etc. In a house, our parents purchase household articles and make decisions by themselves in some situations. Similarly, the Council of Ministers take a decision to introduce various people welfare schemes in the state. These two are examples of quinary activities. Factors responsible for location of industries. The industrial locations are complex in nature. They are influenced by the availability of many factors. Some of them are raw materials, land, water, labor, capital, power, transport, and market. The locational factors of industries are grouped into geographical factors and non-geographical factors. Here, locational factors for industries are given elaborately with beautiful diagram. See here, raw material, market, capital, labor, power, land, and transport. These are main factors for locating industry. Here, geographical factors. There are 8 factors are here: raw material, power, labor, transport, storage and warehousing, topography, climate, water resources. First one, raw material. Bulky goods and weight lossing materials cannot be transported for long distances. Therefore, industries like iron and steel and sugar industries are located near the place of availability of iron ore and sugar cane respectively. Steel plant in Salem is located near Kanjamalai where iron ore is available. Similarly, sugar industries are located near the sugarcane growing areas. Power. Power is based and essential to run the entire industry. Power is mostly generated from the conventional sources like coal, mineral oil, and water. So, any one of these sources must be located near the industries to fulfill its power requirement. Labor. Availability of cheap and skilled labor is another important requirement for labor intensive industries. Example, tea industry. Transport. It is needed for transporting raw materials to the industries and also for sending the finished product to the market. Availability of easy transportation always influences the location of an industry. So, the junction points of waterways, roadways, and railways become active centers of industrial activity. Storage and warehousing. The finished goods should reach the market at the end of the process of manufacturing. Hence, such finished products should be stored as suitable storage or warehouse till the goods are taken to the market. Next, topography. The site that is selected for the establishment of an industry must be flat, so it can be well served by different modes of transport. Then climate. Climate of the area selected for an industry is also one of the important factors of location of industries. Extreme climate condition is not suitable for this successful industrial growth. Moreover, there are certain industries which require a specific climate. Example, cool, humid climate is ideal for cotton textile industry, as Coimbatore and Tirupur have such type of climate. Many cotton textile industries are located in this zone. Water resources. Availability of water is another important factor that influences the industrial location. Many industries are established near rivers, canals, and lakes for this reason. Iron and steel industries, textile industries, and chemical industries require plenty of water for their proper functioning. Non-geographical factors. Capital, availability of loans, government policies and regulation. Capital. Capital or a huge investment is needed for the establishment of industries without which no industry can be established. Availability of loans. In most cases, it is not possible to start an industry with enough capital in hand. So, the investors seek loan to start the industries. Thus, the organizational setup which provides loan and insurance are required. Government policies and regulation. Government policies are another important factor that influences industrial location. The government sets certain restriction in the allocation of land for industries in order to reduce regional disparities, to control excessive pollution, and to avoid the excessive clustering of industries in big cities. So the policies also affect the industrial location. Classification of industries. Industries are classified on various bases in the following ways. on the basis of raw material, on the basis of size and capital, on the basis of ownership. On the basis of raw materials, agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, marine-based industries, forest-based industries. Agro-based industries. These industries use plant and animal-based products as the raw materials. Example, food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, etc. Mineral-based industries. These are the industries that use mineral ores as raw materials. Iron made from iron ore is a product of mineral-based industry. Cement, machine tools, etc. are the other examples of mineral-based industries. Marine-based industries. These industries use products from sea and oceans as raw materials. Example, processed seafood, fish, oil manufacturing units, etc. Forest-based industry. These industries use forest products as the raw material. Example, pulp and paper, furniture and some pharmaceutical industries, etc. On the base of size and capital, large-scale industry, small-scale industry. Large-scale industries. The capital required for the establishment of an industry is more than 1 crore. The industry is called as a large-scale industry. Iron and steel, oil refineries, cement and textile industries are the best two examples for large-scale industry. Then, small-scale industry. The capital required for establishment of an industry is less than 1 crore. The industry is called as small-scale industry. Silk weaving and household industries belonging to this category. Apart from the above cited industries, cottage or household industries are also a type of small-scale industry where the products are manufactured by hand by the artisans with the help of family members. These industries are also classified and grouped as miscellaneous category. Example, basket weaving, pot making, handicrafts, etc. Detroit of India. Detroit City in Michigan State, USA is known as a World Traditional Automotive Center. In India, Chennai is known as a Detroit of India. It has a world famous automobile industry such as GM, Ford, Hyundai, and Mahindra. The city accounts for 60% of the country's automotive exports. On the base of ownership, public sector industry, private sector industry, joint sector industry, cooperative sector industry. Private sector industry. These type of industries are owned and operated by individuals or a group of individuals. Example, Bajaj Auto, Reliance, etc. Then, second, public sector industry. These type of industries are owned and operated by the government. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited, Steel Authority of India Limited are the examples of public sector industry. Joint sector industry. These type of industries are owned and operated jointly by the government and individuals or a group of individuals. Example, Indian Oil Sky Tanking Limited, Indian Synthetic Rubber Limited. Next, Mahanagar Gas Limited, Maruti Udayog, etc. Cooperative sector industry. Industries of this kind are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials or workers or both. Anand Milk Union Limited is the best example of cooperative sector. Industries. Here is diagram is given. on the base of source of raw materials. Here agro-based industry, mineral-based industry, and mineral-based industry, forest-based industry. Okay, here another one on the base of size, large-scale industry, small-scale industry. On the other point, on the base of ownership, public sector industry, private sector industry, joint sector industry, and cooperative sector industry. Thank you, children.